let's be confident. Let's try, at least. Confidence is not walking into a room like you own it, nor is it the ability to attract someone of the opposite or the same sex. And confidence really has nothing to do with appearance. Confidence is more like a process. It's an instruction manual. And if you anything like me, you do not read the instructions. You go ahead and skim through and you look at the pictures and you figure you can just build as you go. Because it can't be that hard, right? So 10 minutes later, you go ahead and you started building, but you realize that whatever it is you're building, let's say a bookshelf, it's upside down, it's crooked, it's inside out, it's just all messed up. You were supposed to connect point A to B, you put A to W. So now you messed up. And now you wishing that you read the instruction manual, huh? My advice to you is not to. The reason I say that is because you would not have made the attempt if you were not confident you could get it done. It took confidence for you to look at the bookshelf and decide that you want to purchase it and bring it home, take it out, and decide to assemble it yourself. It took confidence. That may seem like something small, but that's what confidence is. Confidence that you have the ability to get the job done. That's what confidence is, ultimately. So, the thing is, when it comes to confidence, I can tell you how to dress. I can tell you to work out. I can even tell you to eat better, which all of those things you should do. But more than anything, you got to understand that confidence is a process. And it's like an elevator. It goes up and it goes down, and sometimes it gets stuck. It gets jammed. So, the 10 steps or tips that I can offer to you are as follow. But before I do that, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let me introduce myself. I'm B. Simone, and I used to have a lack of awareness. And because I wasn't aware of so many things, I did not have confidence. It would be people who would look at me and see things that I didn't see in myself. It would be friends, family, teachers, even strangers, people I did not know would look at me and they would say something like, they say, oh, you're going to do something great, or there's something about you, but I didn't see it in myself. And it's only because I did not understand the process of confidence. I deserve to be happy for a majority of my life, and you deserve the same thing. But we can't reach that happiness if we do not understand the process to get there. So, step number 1, conjure up a thought, a positive thought. A positive thought. Think about whatever it is that you want to do and conjure up that thought and pour so much positivity into it that it manifests into your reality. Conjuring up this thought, that's the first start. Everything begins here. Everything that you have in your home began with a thought. That's how all inventions came to be. That's the first part. So conjure up a thought. Conjure up a good thought. Conjure up something that you want to do in your life. And after you've conjured up that thought, initiate, put action to it. This is the part where you start to expose your raw talent, your raw God-given talent. And after you have exposed your raw talent, it's usually whatever comes natural to you. If it comes natural to you, that is your God-given talent. Whether it is singing, public speech, driving. Some people can drive really good and some people can't drive at all. Cooking, sewing, whatever it is, it's something that comes natural to you. You may have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but we all at least have one. So expose your raw God-given talent. And after you have exposed that talent, then go ahead and strategize. That's number 3. Now that you know what you're capable of, strategize. Figure out how you can use this raw talent, this God-given ability to your advantage. Think about everything that you want to do. Step number 3 is most important, but it's nothing if you do not expose your raw talent. It makes no sense for anyone to open a business cooking seafood if they don't even know how to boil noodles. You see? It makes no sense. Expose your raw talent first. See what you're capable of. So, you conjure up the thought. You initiate it, aka, or better known, whatever. You have the wind will not knock away what I gotta do. So, as I was saying, you thought about it, you initiated, exposed. Now you strategize. So now you know what you need to do. You know what you're working with, and you know where to go from it. Like I said, this ain't gonna stop. So now the step number 4 is the most scariest part of all. Step number 4 is to go for it. This is the part where we all freeze. It's the part where I froze. And it's scary to go for it. It is, because it's a possibility that it won't go the way you plan, but going for it is actually the easy part once you do it. It's actually, that was number 4, sorry. It's actually step number 5 that's going to be the most difficult. I'm going through step 5 right now. I'm going through step number 5 right now. Once you go for it, it's going to get complicated, so you have to stand up to yourself. Now, right now, as I'm making this video, it's snowing a little bit. Today is March the 12th, 2018. What the hell is snow doing right now? It's snowing. The wind is blowing. The wind is knocking over the camera. I'm cold. I do not do the code. Ask anybody who knows me. I don't do the code. But I said I was going to do this video, so I'm out here doing it right now. I could go indoors, but I decided that I wanted this video to be outdoors. So I'm standing up to myself by saying, stay here until you finish. I'm standing up to the wind by saying, you will not knock down my camera. And I'm ignoring the snow. So stand up to yourself. This is the most difficult part, because we know exactly what to say to ourselves to make us quit and not feel so bad about it. We know we can just say, oh, I'll do it later. And we'll be like, okay, whatever. Stand up to yourself, because nobody can hold you back more than yourself. I guarantee that one for life. Anytime you want to go against the grain, it'll be people who will be negative. They won't support you. Don't take that personal. It'll be people who promise to support you, but now they're flaking. It'll be so many things that'll count against you. So the last thing you need is to turn your back on yourself. So stand up to yourself. When you start letting that voice loose in your head that says, maybe I should quit, stand up to yourself and say, no, we're not done yet. I don't feel like quitting, so I'm not going to let you. Stand up to yourself, okay? After you stood up for yourself, that was your 6th, right? Now, you got your sense of pride because you pushed yourself through it. I'm feeling a sense of pride because I'm out here. The wind is not blowing anymore. It's still snowing, but I can't feel it, nor can I feel my fingertips. But now it's time to ride the shame, because nobody on earth said it would be easy. They promised, but they couldn't follow through with it if they did say it. So now we gotta ride it out with shame. It's embarrassing when we start something and no one is supporting us. It's embarrassing when we knew or we know we have something good going and nobody's trying to be a part of it. It's embarrassing. It's so many things that goes wrong. When you really start to fulfill your purpose, when you start to live out your destiny, that's when life comes through and sucker punches you. That's when it happens. If your life is easy, you're not doing what you were supposed to do. If you're not being challenged, you're living a life that's not yours. It has to be like a car battery. I've learned this from 2 wise men. Life is just like a car battery. There is the positive and there is the negative. If you have too much positive, something's wrong. If you have too much negative, there's a chance that something can be balanced out, but there has to be balance. There cannot be good without evil, nor can there be evil without good. So ride the shame. Just ride it out. Right now, I'm riding out shame. You're riding out shame. We're all riding out shame. Nobody is quite really where they want to be. Right now, you may be going through the same thing I'm going through. Car repoed, lost your job, and because of all this crazy havoc that has went on in your life, you may have to pack it up and go back home. Whatever your situation is, it may be way more extreme. Whatever you're going through is way more extreme. I don't like what's going on in my life right now, but I know somebody's going through it way worse. Do I get caught up in my feelings? Absolutely. But I just gotta ride it out. I gotta ride the shame, because it can't last forever. I refuse to stay in one spot forever. So that's how I know this is just temporary. you got to ride out the shame. So after you've rolled out the shame, the next thing to do would be number 8, and that's to maximize. So let's recap a little bit. You thought of something you wanted to do. You initiated and exposed your raw talent. And then you strategized. So you had your plan. And then you went for it. And then it got a little tough, but you stood up for yourself. And after you stood up for yourself, you had to ride the shame. And now you have to maximize. When I say maximize, all I'm saying is whatever you were doing before, do it more. If you were making dinners, make more. If you were sewing sweaters, make more. Everything that you were doing, do it more. And this is the part you're not gonna like. Hold on. Maximize for free. The thing is, you just went through a ride of shame yourself. So you, of all people, should understand that money really does not grow on trees. You should understand that sometimes people just need something handed to them, or at least need a push. So maximize on this. If you sing and nobody's trying to book you to pay you, well, sing somewhere where you can do it for free. If nobody's trying to buy your sweaters that you sewed, start giving some away, because people want to pay for things, but only if they feel confident about it. So maximize. Whatever it is you're doing, maximize on it. If you overhear someone saying, oh man, I wish I had someone who could help me, I don't know, clean my car. Well, maybe you're really good at cleaning. There you go, maximize on the opportunity. I met someone who opened my eyes. We were playing a game where we would read each other. I would guess something about him, and if I was right, I got a point. And if he guessed something about me and it was right, he got a point. He got a point because he realized that I did not maximize. There are a lot of people I meet. I meet a lot of people, but I do not maximize on the opportunity. And because of that, I have few connections. So now, what am I going to do? The next time I meet someone, I'm going to maximize on that connection. This person may not be able to help me in whatever I want to do with my career, but at least I maximize on this opportunity, and now this could possibly turn into something else. So maximize. Wherever you go, whatever you do, maximize. And after you maximize, you're on to step or tip number 9, which is to lock in. This is the part where you lock in everything that you've learned, everything that I've told you, everything that you've done. Lock it in. Lock into the mentality that I can think positive. I can expose my raw talent. I absolutely can strategize. I can go for it. I know what's there, so now I know how to stand up for myself. And I know that I have to sometimes ride the shame. And after I ride the shame, I have to rise with a purpose, and I have to maximize. And after you do that, this is the best part. It's actually losing count, but it's okay. You're following along with me good enough. The last thing to do, which is number 10, is to accept the possibility that there will be redos. Even after you've done all of this, you may have to start all over. Or you may have to pick it up and place it somewhere else and move in that path. But you have to accept the possibility that you will have to start over. That's what confidence is. Confidence is not something that you put on and it stays on. Confidence is just like a jacket. You put it on, you take it off. Confidence comes and goes. The most confident person on the planet has to start over sometimes. The most confident person on the planet has to look in the mirror and say, okay, let me remind myself why I'm so great. Sometimes someone has to tell them, but it all starts over and over. So you have to accept the possibility that you will have to start over. And after you accept that possibility, your last step, your last tip, is to conjure up another positive thought. Because life keeps moving. And the longer we sit, the more we rot. Best of luck to you.